Well, to me, I see design as any process that creates something, whereas creation is one step. I think design is an entire process that considers who's using something and how it's being used, and I think continues after, even after you have something. Design can be redesigned and continues, and I think it's more of a process than a step. Well, I think all forms of built environment have to involve some form of design, but I think what separates good design from others is how well that process continues after, and how well people have considered the people using it, and how the process continues afterwards, how they continue to redesign and change things, and I think that's an important distinction.
Well, design would be the conscientious approach to making a product or idea better, or creating something new to fill in a gap that exists right now within the material world or creative world. So design would impart those ideas. When you're using design in urban planning, you have to remember that your focus for design is the person. So you have to work with the individual in mind for everything that you design. So in order for it to be socially responsible, financially responsible, environmentally responsible, you still have to keep in mind the fact that the person is still the center for that urban design.
Well, that's a difficult question to answer in just a few minutes, but I think essentially design is both the product and the result of giving form to ideas. Design is the process of thinking in relationships that currently don't exist, or thinking about relationships that develop something new. And in my own world, design is really a response to social change. Design, of course, is about everything. And so if we're thinking about design as social change, one of the things that we then might want to think about in terms of architecture and urban planning is how can the way that we develop our buildings, our cities, our communities, how can that be either a catalyst or a response to social change? So that's one aspect of design in relation to these particular design disciplines that's of interest to me. Another issue, though, is that design isn't something that just results in physical products, but design also is about the design of processes, about the design of systems, of institutions, and ultimately the design of lives. That is something that's even more important to me than, or I shouldn't say more important, but that aspect of design is something that's often overlooked in lieu of something that's a product or something that's tangible.